Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing this fine Saturday evening? Let's get in here and pray. Child, earlier today I had to take a moment, honey. I needed some moment for me. Today was just loving on me, honey. Thank you, God, for being Jehovah Nissi, the God of the banner. You place a hedge of protection in front of me and back of me and on top of me. You keep me safe by any means necessary. Psalms 91, you place me underneath your mighty wing, and nothing shall by any means harm me. No evil will befall me, neither will any plague come by my dwelling. 1,000 may fall at my left hand side, and 10,000 at my right, but it shall not come near me. No weapon formed against me will prosper. It will form. But I have the breakthrough formula from Jesus, Thoth, and Arumala. Why all three? Because God is calling everybody to the table that want to have a good sit down. God never blocked us from the table. That was man. Okay, just remember that. God don't block nobody. God said, you want to know? Come and sit with me. And I walk in and instead of fussing about what it looks like, just saying, okay, me and God had a come to Jesus meeting today. Okay, we had to sit down and I had to check in on me. Like I was the friend that I would speak to. Okay. Jehovah Shalom, the God of peace, the peace that passes all understanding. Philippians 4. Think on these things that are good and of a good report. And if I keep my mind stayed on you, man, you'll keep me in perfect peace. It don't make sense, but it makes faith. Because what I have faith in, I'm going to believe in. What I believe, I'm going to act on it. What I act on, I'm going to see in the spirit realm before I see it in this realm. Because this realm, man, a hot mess sometimes. Okay. Jehovah Sabaoth, the God of hosts, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You are me and I am you. God placed a small all spark in my heart before I entered my mother's womb. Let's break it down. God told Jeremiah in chapter 1, verse 5. He said, I knew you before you entered your mother's womb. God told us the same thing too. You know why? Because we all had a covenant with God before we came to this earth. The thing is, once we go through our mother's womb and we come out the portal, how we would say the ankh. Because the ankh ain't nothing but an inverted vaginal sphere. So when you hear people get mad at the ankh, maybe they don't like women. That's all I'm saying. We're going to just leave that there, all right? Then, once we come through, we have amnesia and we forget. Cool. But the thing is, we're supposed to go back to God. We get the opportunity to go back to God the same way we left him. Clean and purified. So the thing is, you can have it a foot. It could be 40 feet. It could be 100. It could be 1,000. It could be 2,000 feet. But it's based on how you work it. It's like Ephesians 3:20. God said he would do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think according to how it works in us. So how love works in you is how you going to see it and how everybody going to see it before they see you in the place. How about that? So how you feel about you? Do you love you? Because I had to ask myself some questions today. Jehovah Elohim, the God of gods. We made all this stuff to put between us and God. God said, I don't have a problem with it because I gave you the idea for religion. The thing is, God is like, don't you want to come to me, the creator, before you go to creation? Because when you go to creation, before you come to me, they can't give you all the information that I can. Once you come to me, you got a word of knowledge. You got something to work with. You got a whole pie. That way, when you sit down to the table to eat at their table, and they don't give you any confirmation with what God said, maybe that's not your brook no more. God took care of Elijah at one brook. That brook dried up, and he took him to another one. And they weren't the same people. So, if God did it to Elijah, what you think he's saying to you? And you don't need approval. Man says you need approval. Tell me, I don't think it's right. I'm going to need you to sit down and have several seats because you are not God. And God said don't be afraid of nobody. Okay, because what can man do to you? Nothing but talk about you and blackball your name. Get somewhere and sit down. Up here saying you with God and you doing the total opposite. Don't do that. We love you, but don't do that. Because now you giving God a bad name. You give love a bad name. Come on here, man. I don't know where that came from. I think is that Bon Jovi? I think it's Bon Jovi. Jehovah El Shaddai, the Most High God, your name is higher than any name that is on this earth and the universe. If it can be congregated in a sentence, in a punctuation put at the end of that sentence, God is higher than that. And if I think of something or you think of something, we try to tell each other, guess what? It's going to be in a sentence or some paragraphs, which means it's going to be, okay, God is already higher than that. So what are we going to do? All right. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. There's no lack, only provision. God is more than enough and supplies all I need. It may not look the way I thought it was going to look because I thought it was coming from this way. And God is seeing something that way, so I got to change my perspective. I'm worthy because I exist, and I exist because I'm worthy. There's nothing that you will ever withhold from me. You are my source, not the things on the outside of me. God will use people on this earth to bless me. See, wealth comes from the north, as above, so below. Not from the east, west, and the south. It will always be supplied supernaturally if I believe it. It's based on my frequency and my energy, which is key. If God is here and I'm over here, God said, come to me as you are. That means I get up, I change my perspective, and I come to God. Every time you get up and go to somebody, you're changing your perspective. Make sure they are worth it. Look at these curls, honey. Okay, Jehovah Rapha, you are my healer. You heal my mind, my soul, my body, and my spirit. You heal so much of me. Child, let me tell you, I worked out good this morning. I did that super workout. Child, I felt good about myself. But then I made that blueberry, papaya, rosemary, and, what you call that? Beet. Woo! Took me down, child. Jehovah. I think I cleaned out my liver, my gallbladder, my pancreas, both my lungs. I think I cleaned out every organ. Man, I think, I am not trying to be too much, but I think I went close to 7 to 8 times a day. I think I cleaned out my whole body with just that one smoothie. Good gracious. That's staying on the repertoire. Jehovah Gamola, the God of the recompense. Ain't no getting even with people, arguing with them. They know what they did, you know what they did. Just send all that negative energy to the Creator. Ask the Creator to cleanse and purify. You send that energy back to the sender, cleanse and purify. No blocking their path, no stopping their path. No matter what they done, it's not even worth it. Because we have cause and effect, sowing and reaping, and corresponding action. Meaning, whatever you say or do is a seed. Seeds turn into trees, big ones. I live under the law of assumption that it's already worked out, and I don't have to stress about it. Whether that tree is good or bad is up to how you gave it out. Everything doesn't require my response or my fight. I choose my battles properly, and I leave it in God's hands. No fussing and no stressing me out. And so it will be, and so to be, and forevermore. Let's talk about that. Ain't nobody got time to be having high blood pressure. Man, ain't nobody got time for that. Release that. Get that to God. Let God take care of that. I know. It ain't always easy. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Look in the description below to see a few items just for you. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. Honey, let's see. Let's go into the middle. Ooh, we got relaxed. Let's see what this says. Page 86. Be still and know who I am. Don't be tossed forward and backwards by what others say. Whose report are you going to believe? We will believe the report of the Lord. Choose this day and follow that voice. I love it. I love it. So then we have 2 other books, Befriending the Shadow, Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Both of those books come from the standpoint of shadow activity books. I was looking for something where my inner child could play and have fun. However, didn't have that. So God said, well, make it. I said, well, say less. So we have a whole, okay, so we have Word of Knowledge. Excuse me, confirmation burp. I knew it was coming. We have a Word of Knowledge. Then we have an exercise. Then we have a shadow question. Ooh, that shadow question, honey, it goes into your soul because those are the ones I came up with while I was sitting up at night and couldn't sleep. And I was just writing down stuff in my journal, and I took it and I said, well, if it worked for me and it helped me reset my life, it can help somebody else. And then you get a color page. God asked me to keep it between the age of 5 and 10 because most childhood wounding happens between the age of 5 and 10. It can happen after that, but most of it happens then. By the age of 7, it is solidified. By the age of 10, it is really in there. By the age of 21 to 25, it is now your responsibility as an adult to take care of yourself and go to therapy, go to counseling, whatever you choose to do. Climb mountains, go rock climbing, whatever you choose to do. What is your therapy? Okay. And then we have 4 pages of sketching, drawing, doodling. Write down your dreams, write down your visions, going with it. Why? Because the closer you get to God, however you want to call God, the closer you get to God, you're going to start having Stranger Things moments. You're going to start having X-File moments and Doctor Who moments. What do I mean in that? You're going to look up at a billboard and it's going to say exactly, okay, you just asked God a question. You walked out of your house, you just going about your day. You look up at the billboard and boom, exactly what you just asked God about is on the billboard, so you take a picture. Check it. And as soon as you look up at the billboard again, what you just took a picture of isn't there, but it's on your phone. And if you try to show it to somebody, they're not going to believe you. Okay, they're going to think you a little Lulu. Sometimes it's okay to be a little Lulu. Okay, because that's how you find yourself. Then, honey, you're going to look up on the subject line of an email, and it's going to have your answer. Or you're going to go outside in a van or a truck going to pass by, and it's going to have the words, and you can take a picture, because it's going to make you freeze for a second, so you take a picture of it. And once you take a picture of it, you look back again, and it ain't the same thing. You're like, wait a minute. You're like, okay, God, I get what you're saying. Or it'll be a whole bunch of synchronicities that you've never seen before. That happened to me yesterday and today. Numbers I have never seen before. Things that I've never seen before just showing up in my life. Okay, I said, okay, God flipping the switch. Let's stay focused. Let's stay in, because something is going on that we don't know about. The frequency is changing. Everybody, Houston, stay focused. So I was just like, okay. And then you have 2 other books. Influence and Impact with Chris Voss. I don't know why I want to say Mindset Matters. And Mindset Matters with Jack Canfield. You know him from Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul. Okay. Let me tell you something. No matter what your background is, God don't care nothing about that. God don't care about how many pieces of hair you got on your head, because he know all the pieces you have on your head. And if you don't have any hair on your head, guess what? God knows the peach fuzz that you got on your head, every piece of it. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books to help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. You'll see the link to the podcast with Women 11 and Up that was done in the month of May. 3 magazines I was covered in, make it 4. September, October, December, and January. I placed my new link to my own personal bookstore as well. I'm excited about this venture. Why am I excited about this venture? Because I'm in charge. Okay, I got a lot of stuff on Amazon. A lot of stuff. However, my special journals are only on my store. There are some freebies there just for you. I added a link of 105 spiritual laws. There's only 7 in the Initiate book, the Kabbalah book. But in another book, there's 12. God is not an author of confusion. Did some research, found it is 105 spiritual laws. Disclaimer. Although there's 105 spiritual laws, remember, we are no longer underneath the Mosaic law. We're under love and grace. When Jesus came, he gave us 2 paradigms, love and grace. And you could say Jesus was an archetype. You could say Jesus was a prophet. You could say whatever you like, but I'm going to tell you this. There's 54 books of the Bible that was removed. That's in here. And I was reading this today, and we're going to talk about some of this. Because this was good to me. I got chill bumps talking about it. You see them chill bumps? Chill. So, I just got chills talking about it. It was so good and juicy. So, okay. Let me get back. Okay. Okay, I'm just excited because it was really good. Okay. So with love is the ability to put up a boundary. Boop. All right. And then you say, I send nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you, or I release you in love. That means they are on their side of the fence and you are on your side of the fence. Okay. And you working on you. You don't care about what's going on with them. It's not like you being ugly or evil. It's just you don't care what's going on about them because you working on you. Your inner child, your inner teenager. You looking at them generational patterns that you seeing in the family. This one doing it, that. Why has everybody got the same thing going on at the same time? Okay, we looking at that. And then with love, that the disciples asked Jesus, how many times do I forgive my brother? 7 times. 7 times. They said, Jesus said no, 7 times 70. That's 490 times for the same indiscretion. But remember, they're blocked out, so you don't have to deal with them no more. So you dealing with this on your own, with God. And look, check this out. And you don't need no approval from your family, nobody. You talking to God about this. This is your personal thing. So every time, okay, we growing in the cyclical nature. It's like a spiral. This is how we grow. We grow up in a spiral. And so every time you go up, you're going to see the thing that you came in with, whatever it is. And I was like, really, God, I'm going to see this all the time? He's like, yeah. I said, dang, I signed up for this, God. All right, there it is. So every time you go up, you're going to see that, right? But this is the thing. They say new level, new devil. It's not. It's the same thing that you came in with. It's just on a different perspective. And how you see it allows you to go through it freely. Okay? The harder it is for you to see it, is the harder it is to go through it. So you get the opportunity to change your mind. I know this because I had to change my perspective a few times. And a few times I didn't, and it was very painful. Okay? Then you also have with love, you also have the scripture that says, forgive me on my debts as I forgive my debtors. So first, I forgive myself. Every time you forgive you before you forgive anybody else. Everything is about you first, then other people. That's how Jesus set it up, okay? You forgive you deal with you, and then you deal with other people. So, no matter what it is, Buddha said the same thing. Allah said the same thing. You know how I know? Because I've been studying all the different things, okay? So basically, this is what happens. I forgive God, I forgive me. Or you say your name, Renetta, I forgive you. You know why I forgive you? We didn't know what we know now. We were so naive. We thought everybody was like us, and now we're finding out everybody is not like us. So forgive yourself and release it. And in how I release it is, I no longer hold myself in jail or contempt for what happened because I didn't know any better. I'm just learning. So because I'm just learning, I release myself. Then I say, and I forgive them for what they did. Now I see why Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do. Because everything that we do to someone else, we're doing it to ourselves. Because whatever I do to you is going to boomerang back to me. So whatever they do to me is going to boomerang back to them. How do I know? King Solomon said, 17:17 on the clock, King Solomon said, whatever you do to someone else, it's in Ecclesiastes chapter 10. Go read it for yourself. Read the whole chapter so you can see what I'm talking about. Whatever you do to someone else will come back to you. Or how the elders used to say, if you digging a hole for me, you might as well dig two. Because the hole you digging for me just might be for you. Okay. Then we have the 10 Commandments. It's really 613 commandments. And if you want to see them, get you a copy of the Torah. If you can't get a copy of the Torah, get a copy of the Tanakh or the Chumash. Both of those are the original Jewish writings. Okay. And once you get those, you will see how the New Testament and how it was originally read and supposed to be are two totally different things. That is because the person that was breaking down it into English language did not want to actually translate it that way. Okay? Because they had a poor translation of their own mindset. Okay? Nothing against them. It's just, when you read it for yourself and you see it for yourself and quit allowing people to tell you what it is, read it for yourself so you're not bamboozled, hoodwinked, and lied to, okay? Because people will lie to you if they see that you green around the edges, okay? Go get it for yourself. Then God told the Israelites, there's no way possible that you could do 613 laws every day for the rest of your life without me. They said, yes, we can. Us and our children. Wait a minute. I didn't ask for this. I was way down the line, but I still didn't ask for this. And then the fifth time they said this about 5 times, the fifth time they said this, Jesus was getting ready to get up out of here. So the king said, who do you want to release, Barabbas or Jesus? They said Barabbas. Barabbas was a serial killer. He was Ted Bundy. He was Jack the Ripper. Okay. They said they wanted that back on the street. So the king said, well, I wash my hands of this. And they was like, fine, put it on us and our children. Wait a minute, I didn't ask for this either. But see, the wonderful thing is Jesus took care of it. But then the other side of this is 100 AD. That means after the death of Jesus, okay? After he came here to show us the way, because that's what it was called. It never was called Christian. It was none of that. It was just called the way. So he came here to show us how to think how to have critical thinking on our own and not just believe everything everybody is telling us. And so when we start thinking on our own, we have a new way to live. So that's what Jesus came to do. And then in 100 AD and 200 AD, the organizations, the Catholic Church, got a hold of it and decided to burn down every church that had anything to do with Jesus. They burnt down everything. When I say they burnt down everything in Benin. They burnt down everything in Africa. Because when you do a study of where Jesus was, yes, everywhere he was in Africa. That's why you know Jesus was black. It's hard to do anything in Africa and you're not black. Being that everybody that was on the earth at that time was black, there was no other color but black. So, right? Just letting you know. So then after that, they removed those books of the Bible, so there was no elders there because they did it after the elders had passed. It was 180 years, 200 years after Jesus was gone. All the elders was gone, so nobody could give an oration of what happened. Because the new people were just shocked because now they was put in slavery. Now you know. We know everything, but we don't know anything because they had slavery in Africa and Egypt, okay? That keeps us from attachments as we go through each level and lesson taught to me by Jesus, Thoth, and Ishu. And that covers every group. Jesus is ancient, Thoth is a new school, and Ishu is everybody that goes up under the man, I forget what Ishu is called. You know the group that I done lost the train of thought, but it'll come back. And then don't forget about your Adjective PDF along with your 400 Vase PDF. Put them together and change your whole Sims character. This Jacob promoter game. Okay, that's what I did. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates and the upcoming events. Look at my new link for the school app. Come on over and visit with me. I was inducted into the new class of Who's Who as well as influential women and women worldwide for 2025. God was busy and I received everything. I wasn't going to say, oh no, I'm not. What? The devil is a lie. I said I received it all and come on. In 2017, I received awards for Who's Who because I was doing work with my nonprofit, Refuge Women's Transition Center. I was bringing women out of sex trafficking, women and teenage girls out of sex trafficking. I had a lot of help, and then all of a sudden they were just gone. And when people want to leave you, you let them leave. Don't you hold on to them. Don't you cry. Don't you scream. If they walking away, let them go. Deal with it, cry, do whatever you need to do, but let them go. And then I was helping teenage girls that came out and said they were LGBTQAI. Teenage girls that came out and said they were pregnant to their family and they kicked them out and I took them in where I was at, or if I had room, or I took them to teen centers to where they could have counseling, where they could have therapy, and I checked on them until they said they was good and they didn't need my help anymore. Then I was helping domestic violence victims and we lost 2 women. We lost 2 women because they went back more than once. And I don't judge people. Let me tell you why I don't judge people. The minute you judge people, you gotta assume you get to know that everybody's addicted to something. Yes, people are addicted to drugs. Yes, people are addicted to alcohol, but people are also addicted to going to the gym. People are also addicted to adrenaline. People are also addicted to eating right. So everybody's addicted to something. So when you judge, you also putting that all them folks. When you point this way, you got look at all them fingers you got back at you. Exactly. Then I was helping people that lost everything in house fires or floods. And because people knew I had a nonprofit, they was always giving to me. You can look on my website at Refuge Women's Transition Center. And because they knew what I was doing, they were always giving me stuff. I had beds, I had mattresses. I would go to this store just beg all the time. Like, look, I will give you this amount of money for it. And finally they closed their doors. They was up the street and they closed their doors. When they closed their doors, they were like, look, we can't sell these mattresses. We can't give them away because, with the business and everything, because we shut down. So come and get these mattresses. You didn't think I got them, child. I had so much stuff I had to go from the house and actually get a storage unit. And so people would come and I said, how many rooms you got? And they would tell me and I said, only get what you need because somebody else is coming as well. And I gave them clothes and shoes and I gave them toiletry bags. I made sure the women got the menstrual toiletry bags along with fingernail polish and fingernail polish removed because I know what it felt like to lose everything. I've been there. I've been there before. So And then I was helping out this young lady for Thanksgiving because she couldn't afford Thanksgiving for her family. And she found out about my nonprofit and she reached out. When she reached out, I said, cool. So I took care of her. I went to Honey Baked Ham. That's my go-to. Okay, Honey Baked Ham is my go-to for everything that I do with my nonprofit. So I catered them with Honey Baked Ham and gave them $150 worth of groceries. Okay. Then she told me that some more people was getting ready to get laid off. And when she told me that, I got names, put them in my bowl, bring them out. And I'm glad that the two families that I received, because those families, they had special needs children. So I was able to go to Honey Baked Ham, and instead of getting the ham, I went ahead and got like the chicken or the turkey because they didn't eat that because of the special needs kids. Then I also made sure I was special in how I chose the groceries because of the special needs kids. They couldn't have all those colors and dyes and stuff like that. So I was mindful of that. All right. And then I also helped 2 women go through therapy for 3 to 6 months. And then I also gave them $250 or $150 worth of groceries. And that's all on my website. I am so grateful that God take care of his people. He said, whatever you do in private, I reward you in public. God is faithful, and I'm thankful for everything. I am. I'm going to just let you know right now, this message might be a little long. Look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company that I use along with all natural remedies for the assistance of the diagnosis I received in 2017 of saying I had breast cancer, and they gave me 6 months to live. Okay, I took all natural things from my backyard, 100% silver shield. I got a naturopathic doctor pull down everything that Dr. Sebi said on being alkaline. Child, I was like, I'm staying here. I don't care what they said because they're not going to give me surgery. Because God had told me, if you take anything in this office, you going on the week. And I said, the devil is a lie. I like looking at me. I don't know about y'all, but it's vain, but I like looking at myself in the mirror. Okay. So they said it's all on this left hand side. I said the devil is a lie. They said it again. I said the devil is a lie. I'm the healed, protecting my health. Don't you see it? Yes, I see it. But if I agree with it, I'm gone. That's how people get gone. They agree with it. I'm not agreeing with that foolishness. I'm the healed, protecting my health. So I said I bind up every disease, every germ, every bacteria, every growth, every parasite, every tumor, every parasite, and I curse it to the root, and I send it back to the pit of hell, and I loose the blood of Jesus, and I loose the hand of God, and I said I take full responsibility for myself, because I ate that food. I take responsibility for myself. That's on me. And they said, what you doing? I said, when I come back, and I have a testimony, you know what happened. Sure did. So, honey, I went home, talked to God. He said, get the naturopathic doctor, and I did. And then I put down everything that Dr. Sebi said about being alkaline, showed it to my naturopathic doctor. She said, that's cool, but this is the thing. Because of your blood type and because you already have this in your body, we have to do this a different route. Some of this stuff is going to cause acid in your body. I said, say less. Took that off there. Then my ancestors said, go get that dandelion out the backyard. Go get that morning glory, which you, okay, and go get that, wild scallions out the backyard. And get that poke salad. Child, yes, I did. I listened just as closely because I was hearing it just as clearly like they were standing right beside me. I went out there and got it. If you hear any noise, they're doing construction, so you may hear like sandpaper and stuff. And they having like a party outside, so you may hear a little bit of music, okay? Child, I cleaned that up, put it on top of my spinach underneath my jasmine rice. Child, that jasmine rice wilted it, and it was still fresh, but it was, and that chlorophyll went in there and did what it needed to do. Child, I put that zucchini and that squash and that red onions. All of that is cancer fighting agents. Okay. And then I put that red, orange, and bell peppers on the top. Child, and I put some seafood in there so I could get my omega-3 oils, and they also help with your nails and your hair and all of that too. And I was making sure I was eating beets. I was putting beets into my smoothies, and I just went back to getting fresh beets and cutting them up and put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer and add them to my smoothie so I can get that extra iron along with my spinach. Say it ain't so, but it is. Okay. Because I love looking at me in the mirror. You do you. I'ma do me. Okay. Because per my blood type, this is what I have to do. Whatever you do, do for you. Make sure you know your blood type. Psalms 91, 1-6, NLT. And don't put it in your driver's license. No go. Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge and is my place of safety and is. He is my God and is. And I trust him 100%, for he will rescue me from every trap, did and still does, and protect me from every deadly disease, did and still does. He will cover me with his feathers. He will shelter me with his mighty wings. He is faithful to his promises. Let me tell you some of God's promises. God's promises are yes and amen every step of the day. There are times when you're going to get a pause. That pause means there's something going by. Excuse me, confirmation burp. There's something going by, and God is trying to keep you safe. So when you're trying to get out of the house and you can't find your keys, or once you find your keys and now your car won't start, but you got a new car, so you're trying to figure out why the car won't start. God is protecting you from something. Don't stress out. Relax. Okay. And then God will say, He'll ask you what you want. He said, don't think little. I'm a big God. Show up big. I said, say less. So I tell him, and he said, okay, I need you to do a small thing every day. Do something small every day to line up what you said you want. I said, say less. And every time I say less, I be looking at God like, really, dude? Okay, my armor and my protection, but it's for my good because it teaches me things about adaptability and being amazing. Don't be afraid of the terrors of the night nor the bullets that fly at day. I do not dread a disease that stalks in darkness. Why? Because David told us in Psalm 23, yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, my rod and staff, who knew my spine and shoulder to shoulder, was my cross. Jesus said, pick up your cross and carry it with you daily. My rod and my staff is also the shepherd's rod. The shepherd's rod, it helps to pull the lamb and the sheep with the crook in it, that it pulls the crook. But in that bottom of it, when they hard-headed, it gets to prod them just a little bit to get them to go where they need to go. Okay, sometimes we need a little bit of prodding. Okay, we say we don't, but we need a little prodding every now and then. I don't know about you, but I'm not perfect. And then it says, my cup runneth over. There's overflow of wealth, ideas, innovation, wealth on all levels. Okay, just pure abundance. And nothing but mercy, goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Isaiah 53 says, God will send the angels to go before us to set us up to make the crooked places straight. And God is always our real God, because the angels are ministering spirits, a flame of fire to the sons of men. Hush your fuss and get on the bus. All right. And why is God always my real God? Being goodness and mercy following me all the days of my life. And I am the house of the Lord because God lives in my heart. Hush your fuss and get on the bus. And then on top of that, all of that, wherever we choose on a daily basis is where we will live when we leave this body. Because heaven and hell is a frequency. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so very much. It'll help my channel. Hand over heart for your affirmation. I am not society script. I am my own definition. I am not of this system, but a flame from God, source the divine. I don't stress about what I can't physically fix. If I can't fix it in 15 minutes, I let go of that. I let go of that attachment. I monitor the use of my own energy. Either you monitor the use of your own energy, or somebody's going to be using your energy because you don't know how to. Okay. Because you say stuff out of your mouth, you bring it to pass. Be careful what you say. This morning, before doing anything, I took a moment to reset my energy. Then I began to read my Bible and the Apocrypha. Woo, the Apocrypha, child! It is better than a Harlequin romance novel, child. That's why they left it out. It's just good. Guess what I didn't see the first time? Okay, let's start with Esther. There's a whole backstory for Esther. They made up stuff on the pulpit. Child, there's a whole backstory to Esther. A whole backstory. More than the Bible ever says. Okay, let's go into it. Mordecai, Esther's uncle, stayed with the eunuchs. No, you didn't hear what I said. The eunuchs were servants of the king. That's how high-ranking Mordecai was. So when Haman was frustrated that Mordecai wouldn't bend for him, Mordecai said he wouldn't bend for Haman because he talked to God. He said, the reason why I don't bend for him and bow my knee is because if I bow down to a man, it means a man is my God and not God. I said, hush your fuss and get on the bus. Okay. Let's go back to Mordecai stayed with the eunuchs. because of his rank. Now, how about that? He was living with the king's eunuchs, not just any eunuch. Then guess what? There were 2 eunuchs. Listen now. The 2 people that had worked together to hurt the king were eunuchs. But check this out. This is why Haman couldn't stand Mordecai. The 2 eunuchs was working under the minds of Haman. Okay, Haman was the second man in command to the king. If something happened to the king, Mordecai would get the throne. You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going? And 2, Brutus. Okay, we talking about something. Come on. Okay. So the 2 eunuchs were working with Haman to take out the king. And Mordecai told what was going on. And what happened was Mordecai told Esther, and Esther was in the house, so Esther told the king. And she said, and write it into the account of Mordecai. Okay. That's why Haman hated Mordecai with a passion. He wanted the king in check. Okay, so he could get the position. He was trying to take out Mordecai, and that was Esther's uncle, because Mordecai was raising Esther because Esther's mother and father were gone. No one knew that Mordecai was Esther's uncle. Mordecai was Esther's uncle. That was a plot twist to the story. That showed me it looks dangerous. And all hope is lost. God will pull out a Hail Mary out of nowhere if I stay in position to receive it and not give up. Esther was in God's face and was praying, and the prayer she said was dope. It's on page 11. I'm not going to tell you. If you got your apocrypha, go read it. It's dope. It's mind-blowing. Chills. She didn't think she could change anything because she was just one person. Check this out. Haman was in the second in command to the king. So understand this. Keep your eyes and your ears open to the person that's behind you. If they haven't healed their heart, they will injure you out of your spot. That is why it's important to release people and things and places when God says to let it go. Even if you have, and God leaves you there for a moment to allow full growth for the next level, there are some things we don't know just yet. But with the going through the process, pay attention to the weapons used and the tactics God asks you to use to counteract that. Make sure you write it down. I have so many products in various forms for all the ways of learning. Audio for video, workbooks, hands-on for the tactile learners, coloring books, and all types of activity books. This is to reach people where they are as they grow into the next thing. All at your own pace. You can do this at your own pace at the house. There's a huge surge of awakening happening at once. Some will have my same experience to becoming who I am now, but will change in 2 hours and will never be the same. Let me tell you something. When I came into it, it happened so fast. It happened so fast that I could have went through psychosis, but God had his hand on me. That's how fast it happened. You can look on my YouTube page to walk you through, or go to my website to get product to help you process what you're currently in. The outside world won't always change, but your total insides do, either slowly or all at once. Don't run back to sleep. Keep going through the pain and the frustration. It's worth it. Find places to be alone, to think, and write down how you feel. See what you want and keep going in that direction. Don't quit. It will be hard. The system knows that you rejected. If you quit and try to go back, remember this. The system knows that you rejected it to go to the light. And just think on that and keep going without fear. If this is no fear, but if you go back, After you've seen the light, they know that you rejected them. So they're going to do their best to break you down. That's all I'm going to say. In today's reading, along with what I read in the Bible, was Quran 17:82, asking Allah to send down His mercy. But are you His hands and feet living in what it says, or are you doing the opposite? Are you just complaining, telling Allah, I need you to do this and this? Remember this, we are God's hands and feet on the earth. God is a spirit. He is a frequency. Allah is a spirit, is a frequency, sits in our aura and walks with us, talks with us, has a one-on-one relationship with us. But they're not going to do the work that you are the hands and the feet to do. The Bible and the Quran arms us to help us be our best selves. Are we too caught up in mainly what's going on that we forget that we are God's hands and feet to bring our dreams to pass instead of praying and not moving on what we say we want? Ask yourself the uncomfortable question alone. You can read it by yourself, but are you? Symptoms today. Went back over my Apocrypha and saw things I didn't see the first time. Man, that was so good to me. I said my eyes seen it a different way. That's why you read stuff more than once, because you get a different perspective. As you keep changing, you get a different perspective. You come, I already listened to that. If it shows back up in your feed and you've already listened to it, listen to it again. Because it's something you missed the first time, but you won't miss it this time. I went back to read the Bible with the same energy, just different to read with an open mind. I stopped to pray and meditated to bring balance to the chaos around the world. Everyone has a part. What's yours? Just jump in. It will show up for you as you move. Giving wisdom and action. Praying and meditating and breath work. Etc. Just get involved. Exercise, it was fun to stay disciplined and motivated myself with my daily duties. My breathing completely changed. Like today I was after I worked out and everything and I relaxed and I got myself together, I was walking back from the bathroom and it's like my heart just ripped open. It's just like ripped, and then my it skipped the beat for a second. I said, well, let's sit down and it just felt like amazing peace for a few seconds. I was like, what's going on? Did we just jump something? Did we just go somewhere? What happened? I was like, okay, what was that? And I sat down and centered myself even more and just went through some more relaxation. I went out today to go get some things from the store. And people out of my past came out of nowhere in my presence. They didn't speak, and I didn't speak either. I sat down and loved on me today, allowing myself to release the energy on the inside to flow freely, to heal in areas I didn't know needed so much love, to see the inner child. She needed to be seen, felt, and heard and honored. The tears that flowed today, I just was not ready. They were some truths that I was just honest with myself today, and when it came out gushing. Okay. I had the best nap, and then when I woke up after that good cry, I woke up, I didn't know where I was at. I was reading the Bible and the Quran. What I noticed is we trusted someone to tell us what we could read on our own. Then because we didn't read it properly and study it to show ourselves approved by showing what we're willing to learn, to not just show off, but to keep it in our hearts. Proverbs 3 verse 1 says, keep these words in your heart. One thing I've noticed is when you start telling the truth about the past and you start being honest, people that are European get offended and they say, all of us didn't get involved. Some of us didn't do anything, and I said that's exactly the thing. You were complicit. And your complicitness, guess what that means? You were involved in the crime because you saw it and you benefited off of it and did nothing. You know what they call that? That is the person that assisted in the crime. You was in the room, but you didn't do nothing. I didn't shoot nobody. I didn't take no drugs. I didn't take no money. I ain't do none of that. You are accessory to the crime. So what happens to the accessory? Don't they get the same amount of time as everybody else? How they destroyed so much that we had. What's sad is, all of Europe didn't do this. But the complicitness again of saying nothing is the same as doing nothing. It's like what happened at the Holocaust. It was videotaped, but what happened to the FBAs, to Jamaica, to Cuba, to Puerto Rico, to Haiti, need I go on? To Hawaii, to Alaska. Everybody just watched and did nothing because you benefited off of it. Mm-hmm. You get the benefit off this butt whooping too. Everyone gets the opportunity, but see, the thing is, it's not coming from me. Because see, I didn't make the prophecy. God made that prophecy. God said for 1,400 plus years, his people was going to be in bondage and chains, and they would take over they're going to be taken by boats. Go read Deuteronomy 28, I think it's verse 48 or 68. And it says they're going to be taken by chains and taken over on boats to a land they know not of. And they were going to be service in that land. And he said, and God said this, not me. He said, and I will judge those who handle them improperly. I didn't say that. Go read it for yourself. Go read it for yourself. I didn't say that. God did. That's a prophecy. And prophecies always come true. There ain't nothing you can do to beat that sucker. Everyone gets the opportunity to do their own work and see things in their own timing. It's hard when you love folks, but in their own timing, okay? Keep going. They get the opportunity to decide just like you did. I know you care for them, but what are they showing you with these own two eyes? Are you really paying attention? Some only want to connect with you when they feel you growing. Let them go to learn their own lessons, because they're going to hold you down and they're going to pull you as an accessory to whatever they got going on. You're going to get that. You hear me? They will hold you down for moving forward. Just let go. It will be okay. God has you and them. Trust that. Everyone gets to work out their own salvation with fear and trembling. Trusting God. Don't carry somebody else's battle or their pain or their troubles. Read Philippians 2:12 for yourself. Save yourself and keep going. Because you're going to be resentful that you stay behind. You are going to be so resentful. I know you love them. I know it's your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your uncles and aunts. But let me tell you something. If God said let go and keep moving forward. James 1:19-21. Don't allow anyone to take your power or your energy. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. We must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. That righteous anger says we need to do something now. So get rid of all of that filth. Get rid of all of that negative thinking. There we go. Get rid of all that negative thinking and humbly accept the word that God has planted in your hearts. I don't know what God put in there. I know what he told me. For it has the power to save your souls. And if you are doing what God has asked you to do, you taking care of, just keep doing it. It ain't going to always feel good. And sometimes you're going to need a lot of courage. Keep going. Verses like the Quran 17:53 and 4:148 highlight the importance of speaking kindly, avoiding slander, and speaking the truth. 2:254 emphasizes that it's not for creation that is under Allah to question Allah's decisions. It requires a believer to surrender to Allah's will, which is a message of faith and surrender to divine authority. What you do is you do like we do. You do the work, and then what you can't do, you wait. But why are we fighting each other when we doing the same thing? We doing the same thing. You know how many scriptures in the Bible and in the Torah, in the Quran, is lining up the same thing with the Torah. It's out of control. And why we mad with each other? Oh, because they put labels on stuff and they told us to be mad at each other. That's why. Do we really know who we are? Or we letting them tell us and they put labels on us so we believe that? Well, we could be working together. Because we all, how they said, one band, one sound. See my spirit team up there? One band, one sound. We one nucleus. Because what you do hurts me, what I do hurts you. That's why I'm mindful about what I do. Because it's coming back to me how I do myself. Because it's affecting the whole. Do you really know who you are? It's time to get into your studies, whatever you're in. Pray, meditate, and find out who you really are. Be so secure that when things come to steal your joy, you bounce back quicker each time. Why? Because you know who you're grounded in the solid rock. On Christ the solid rock I stand, all of the ground is sinking sand. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that. I'm still saying. You know why I'm still saying? I was born of a womb of a woman. Not just that, but I have a birthright. I have a spiritual birthright through my covenant with God. I have a blood-bought right through Jesus, the Christ consciousness, which is love and grace. I am worthy of love. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. Do you know that? I'm worthy. I'm worthy of a life I love. If I don't like and love if I don't love the life I'm doing, I can switch my whole Sims character. That's where you get your adjective and your 400 values together and you switch it. I am worthy of a rounded, wealthy life. That means I have infinite abundance in all levels. It just shows up out of nowhere. You come from this way. You come from that way. You come from this way. And this way. That way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't know where it's coming from. The guy be like, psh, 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 psh. Okay, because when you line up with what God is asking you to do, and you do the simple things, it may seem like nothing is coming, and all of a sudden it be like, pew, 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 pew. Just be hitting you. You just keep going, okay? I don't know where the pew came from. We just gonna go with it, okay? I'm worthy of the dream that is in my heart. You best believe my dream is coming to pass. It will come to pass. It's coming to pass. Okay, Jacqueline Carr. It's gonna come to pass 100%. Woo! I release the timelines and no longer for me. Look, I don't have no out with you. I don't have no anger with you. I don't have no animosity with you. I don't have no bitterness with you. Child, I've been let all that go. The minute I had to cry all those tears and release and let it go, child, it's between you and God now. That ain't got nothing to do with me, but let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you as you go on your way. And let me tell you something. I release you in every connection that we have. I cut the cords. I burn those cords like a lady just got her tubes tied. And I sever the ties. Okay. I pray that you find your path. I pray that you find out what you're looking for. Because what you gave me was lies, instability, and you wanted me to take them breadcrumbs. I don't live off breadcrumbs. Either I'm getting the whole pie or I'm getting the whole cake. Are we working together to buy the ingredients and build it together? But I'm not getting any crumbs that's left on the plate. Bye-bye. You are the weakest link. That was one of my favorite game shows. Bye-bye. You are the weakest link. I used to love how she said that. That just made my day. Why? I don't know. I release the timelines that require me to shrink. I won't be quiet. So you can shine. Now I said the cat. I have a mind to, and I'm gonna use it 100% of the time. I'm not rushing or placing pressure on myself. I'm just open for clear communication and wisdom on my next move in stillness. Let me tell you something. When you get quiet and you get with God, God be like, pew, pew, he just be throwing you wisdom, and you just be writing it down. I'm like, woo, wait a minute, let me gather it. Finally, you just start speaking into the voice recorder. You're like, I can't keep up, so I'm just speaking. What I heard was, and then you replay it back to yourself and write it down. Okay. I walk forward lighter, clearer, and deeply supported. I am never alone. I have my ancestors, angels, and God. That is a threefold cord, not easily broken. I'm secure in myself, knowing even if I'm walking by myself, I'm truly never alone. Child, me and God had to solidify that today. Okay, we had some more conversations. I know I'm not alone. But child, let me tell you something. Them ancestors showed up and said, mm-mm-mm-mm. And they said, let me show you something. And showed me a whole bunch of something. Okay, and them tears just fell. I felt so loved and so cared for it. Man. The angels always bring me in something amazing that causes my heart to light up. It never fails. It never fails. Never fails. Why am I singing different strokes? I don't know. Oh, because different strokes it takes, different strokes for the world. It does. It takes different strokes to the world. Only Gen X know what I'm talking about. I got chills singing that. Only Gen X. If you didn't grow up on different strokes, you don't know what I'm talking about. I am aware enough to pause, breathe, and sit still for the next move, or just know that I am loved in every way that love can show itself. Do you hear me? Love. Keep us together. I don't know where that just came from, but we're going to go with it. People go out of their way to do me good because of the favor of God on my life. Rules, laws, regulations, and any red tape is removed from me. It is said, I don't usually do this. They just can't help it. I can't either. But if God said, my intuition say no. And if my ancestors say, I wish you would go over there, it's hands up. And they go there, and they go there. Okay. I have miracles every day, and uncommon blessings find me without me even searching for them. They just fall upon me because I am aligned. You start going with God, you just get in alignment. Isn't that DJ Khaled with T-Pain and him? All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Okay, all right, we go with. Okay, thank you, God. I don't consent in any energy control. I'm grounded, safe, and fully in control of myself. Untouchable and fully sovereign in myself. All cords are removed from me. Cut, cut, snip, snip, burn, burn. And I sever the cord of connection. I am worthy of my dreams and everything my heart desires. Child, if it's a dream and it's in my heart, it's coming to pass. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Dance machine. Okay, Michael Jackson. I allow clear thinking to find me without fighting for it. I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to compete with you. I don't have to take what's yours. Because mine is tailor-made to me. I don't know where all these songs come from. I'm just going with it. I'm worthy of seeing all my dreams come true while seeing the light in darkness at any moment. If I can go up here and see it from a different perspective, I can change my life. A perfect combination. Come on now, Stephanie. Get that Stephanie Mills. Man, come on. We done went back in time. I saw this somewhere, and I said, okay, that's mine. All things come to me in perfect, mature timing for my highest outcome and for the good of all. Because if I win, you win. You win, I win. We all win. Together. Together forever. I don't remember the name of that song. Money comes back to me multiplied on every dollar that was spent. Double, triple, quadruple, 100-fold on every dime that was spent, taken, and anything my ancestors didn't get. If anybody know what the name of that song is, please share it. Well, just put it in the comments. I'm willing to open space for things I truly want by being gentle with myself. I'm intentional with love for myself. The way I loved on myself today. Woo, the way I loved on me today. I saw this on Google and I said, okay, Google, It's mine now. I put that season to the instant. Said stop. They said that's good. I put some hot sauce on it. It's mine. Spirit, it's in my highest good. I remove all energy that doesn't belong to me from my energy field, and I send it back to the rightful owner. Cleanse and purify, no matter where we met originally. Universe, world, timeline, dimension, realm, space dust, space rock. It don't matter. I sever the cord of connection, and the lessons have been learned. I release you to find your own way. My spirit team is on deck tonight. Okay. I call all my energy fragments back to me now. I'm like Magneto, a magnet for my stuff. I am free. I am free. I am free. I'm not ashamed to receive my stuff. I'm not ashamed because it's mine. I now release all energy, traumas, and patterns, and anything from my ancestors that's not in alignment to my highest good across all timelines, dimension, and realms. Magneto, boo-boo, to receive everything that they left behind. I am free. I am free. I am free. I sit in peace and I trust the process and I don't rush the process. There are times that I have to talk to myself. Say, don't rush this process. There's a reason. It's a reason. Can we wait when it gets silent? Because that means we're on the board. We're on the board. I'm doing speaking engagements, podcasts, and courses that bring transformation. Signature topic: helping visionaries reconnect, reinvent, go through the rebirth process, and rise with confidence. We're all visionaries with our own personal dreams. It's just we forgot about them surviving life. Pull that dream out that back seat, put it in the passenger seat, hit it with a defibrillator, clear, and then start speaking life into the dream and start speaking life into you. Teaching individuals how to return to themselves. I had to speak so much life into me today. Quiet the noise and live boldly on their own terms, guiding through mindset shifts, emotional release, and soul level clear understanding, helping all of us navigate reinvention, rebirth, setting boundaries, and rising into our true purpose with confidence. Okay. Because confidence is a missing substance of faith. And once you get it, Hi, my name is RenettaCheston, the owner and founder of Life Success Results LLC. Soul Igniter, Trauma Overcomer, Holistic Spiritual Strategist. I work with the whole being from my level of training, education, mind, spirit, soul, and body. I have a bachelor's and master's degree in healthcare to understand and comprehend mental and public health. If you got a public health problem, you got a mental health problem. They just lost everything. How would you feel? Massage therapy, Reiki and sound healing, holistic practitioner where we pull out all the impurities from the rooter to the tutor, human design practitioner where we go back to the beginning, get your purpose, come back, look at that generational baggage, and we start tearing it up. When I was given the task of having uncomfortable conversations with others, I knew then my path would be different and probably would be a little standoffish until people had done their own work. Excuse me. But that didn't stop me. Confirmation verb. I asked myself uncomfortable questions every day to get out of old patterns. There was a lot of uncomfortable questions today. I do the work every day, and it's not always easy or pretty. But I wake up to confront the areas in me in love that need a facelift so I can go forward. We're always doing all this outer work, but are you doing your inner work? What are you afraid of losing? Is it once you see that colonialism and imperialism and controlism has played everyone, you don't know what to do if we're not fighting each other because we're fighting over labels and how it's supposed to be said. No, that ain't how you say it. The true pronunciation is this. Who cares? How about we find ways to have conversations that cause a pause to see things differently in all areas? Because what really matters is how I treat you and how you treat me. Yes, we need to know the true understanding of where it came from. Yes. But the true pronunciation, I'm country, honey. So I'm probably going to mess it up and it's going to probably sound like this. But it's going to be all right because it's going to be said. But guess what? On the inside, I'm seeing the power that comes from it. Or how we say in the country, the power. Okay, I'm seeing the power. So I'm connecting to the battery source, the power source, while you worrying about how it's said. But I'm connecting in. This will cause us to quit blaming others. It's someone else for our problems. And see what we truly have missed and where we slipped up on the ride. We can only meet people fully where we've met ourselves. Remember that next time you say, I want a real relationship. That means pulling off the mask, all of the mask, leaving it down, and don't nobody want to talk to your representative. I don't want to talk to the person that's perpendicular. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? Yes, I'm doing great. No, I don't want to talk to them. I want to talk to the person that may have a little bit of ebonics, that may not speak in pure English, but guess what? We're going to have a great conversation, because sometimes I use that too. So guess what? We're going to have a great conversation together and respect each other. We have many adults that were never taught how to feel safe. So they seek safety and validation on the outside of themselves because of a plethora of challenges that occurred in childhood processes. So I ask you, what emotion from your childhood push you in a corner? Don't put baby in the corner from dirty dancing. And made you make a whole bunch of vows. I hate them. I ain't gonna be like them. I'm not gonna be like them. I hate her. I hate him. I'm talking about your parents, your uncles, your aunties. They didn't do this and they didn't do that. Child, they didn't know how to do nothing because they were children themselves raising us. Let's just be honest. Okay? And then, so release them and keep it moving. And you may need to put up a boundary between you and them because they may not be healthy. And if they ain't healthy and don't want to change, keep it moving. God said when your mother and your father neglects you or walks away from you, guess what he'll do? He will pull you up. He will gather you and he will begin to minister to you in your soul like a mother and your father. God said he will be anything that you need him to be because you are being that to yourself as you walk this path. See, those vows that you made is playing out on the big stage. Because see, you said, I hate them, this and this and this. And so you pushed the inner child into the basement and you boarded up the doors like I did. Boop, 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 boop. I'm never going to deal with that. I can't deal with it. That little kid is down there just banging. Boom, boom, boom. Sounding like old dude from the Green Mile trying to get out. Trying to get out of there because they got something to tell you. And you like, no, and your life is falling apart because you won't deal with your inner child. And the minute you deal with your inner child, your life is going to start coasting. That's why you are the executive and you got some alcohol in your desk drawer and you lock the door and you drink that alcohol. You know why? Because that is your go-to. Or you take a line, okay, to get through the day. Or you get into your office and you go to your car and you smoke it up in the middle of the day and then you spray yourself down and can't nobody smell it. We can smell it. Cause you out here smelling you smoking the ooh weed. When you come back in, that it smell like ooh weed and cologne. We smell that. Okay. Alright, just so you know. Or you smoking cigarettes. Or you just, and I'm not down to nobody. These are the vices that we run to when we don't want to deal with what's going on in the inside. And your body is screaming. Your health is falling apart. And you blaming the food that you eating. Yeah, that's part of it. But what about those emotions that's stuck in your body? Emotions stuck in your body. See, emotions are energy in motion. But when you refuse to deal with them, that energy is no longer moving. And energy not moving is stagnant. And stagnant energy causes disease. I know. You know where breast cancer comes from? Let's talk about it. That's you not speaking your truth. You know where pancreatic cancer comes from? For you having issues with your sexuality. Mm-hmm. There's something going on that you're not being honest with yourself about. Something happened in your childhood that you ain't dealt with yet. What is? I don't know. But it's something sexual. And you get the opportunity to deal with it. I'm just being honest. Stuff dealing with women with the breast, we're not speaking our truth and it's coming back in here. Just saying. Colon cancer, that's coming up to say, why are you not seeing yourself? Why are you not seeing yourself? How God sees you. That means you're not speaking up. You're not stepping up. Because all cancer is a parasite. And those negative emotions are feeding that parasite. Yes. Along with the sugar. Sugar ain't it. It's your emotions as well. See, the vows, we all made them. It's playing on the big stage. And whatever you see on the big stage, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to look at that narcissistic behavior. I'm going to look at that controlism and totalitarianism and see where you doing that. No, you have to be a Christian. No, you have to be Islam. No, you only can do it this way. No, only you got to say it how I say it. No, we can think different ways and still work together. That's what they did with the civil rights era. Did nobody think the same? They didn't. But what they did say is, the one thing that we do agree on, we don't like how this is going down. So let's work together. While we get to protest and speak our minds, are we helping that little girl or boy on the inside of us heal? I'm going to say it like this. All of us don't think the same way. But all of us started reaching out to our congressmen and said some need to pop off and some need to change ASAP. And some of us have bigger levels than others, and the congressman said, I don't want to mess up with my constituents because that means I'm gonna be out of some moolah. Okay. Because see, when you don't heal that inner child, that's your true shadow. That's that thing banging on the soul, your soul. I've been commissioned to aid in the process by sharing how I overcame everything meant to keep me from my true identity. Because see, nobody thought that I was going to walk away. They didn't think I was going to walk away. I walked away from all of them. The whole family. Even my own child and my grandchild. I walked away from everybody. They didn't think I was going to do it. It took everything in me. I wanted to look back, and God said, if you look back, you're going to turn to a pillar of salt, like Lot's wife. I said, not I, said the cat. I just kept walking forward, crying and screaming the whole way. I had to believe in myself and God. See, God is on the inside of me. But I had to find me before I could find God. Let's talk about that. Why is that triggering me? Why I feel this way? Why is that hurting me like this? Why am I still crying about this? Why? And it takes a minute, so don't beat yourself up. Healing takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And everybody has deeper wounds than somebody else. Maybe your wound comes from mom and dad didn't take care of you. They didn't give you the love you needed. They gave you the money, but not the love. But somebody else may have sexual abuse. Hardcore abuse. So yours may be different. It's not negating yours. It's just me say somebody else may need longer healing time than you. And you don't get to tell somebody how long they've been healing. That is not your job. You are not God. And you are not the God police. So have several seats. So again, I had to believe in myself and God. See, God is on the inside of me. Before I could see God, before I could find God, I had to see me because God was in here. But inside my heart was so many 4x4s, 16x16. Them things were so big. So much hate, so much bitterness, so much anger that I had to go through that before I could see God. And then God was like, I was waiting on you. I've been talking all this time, but you didn't hear me. You know why you didn't hear me? Because you were so angry, you so bitter, you were so hurt. And I was waiting on you to go through all of that to get to me. It was like, because I was trying to help you, but you couldn't hear me. We're taught God is on the outside of us in the great by and by. We got to wait for God. God is really on the inside of us, waiting to be tagged into our battles. He's like, like 2 Corinthians 10 and Ephesians 6 says we're fighting principalities, rulers of the darkness and spiritual wickedness in high places. Don't ever forget, you a spirit being first, and you have a huge aura. But let me break this down. As being a spirit being first, everything that we deal with first is spirit. And some spirits have chosen that they want to have all-consuming power instead of the omnipotent God. And because of that, excuse me, confirmation, they have become a cancer in a darkness. They don't mean no harm. They forgot they was light. It's just they've been in the dark so long that they just said, I'm going to just stay here. They're really good people. They just been in darkness so long that they don't see the light anymore. This is when negative thinking has gone on for so long in this enormous society, or what the Bible will call a multitude. It's been thinking that way that so long. Because this is all I know. This is all I know. But you get to know more. Once you're doing some studying, you study for school. Oh, we're going to make an excuse. It's okay. I'm not judging anyone. This is what every ascended master had to fight against. The mindsets of us who complain but don't want to do the work or don't know how to do the work. And it causes a dip in morale that most can't get out because it's ancestral and generational. Everybody in your family dealing with the same thing. I'm gonna just get you to look at something. What everybody in your immediate family, your aunties, your uncles, in your family, what is everybody dealing with? Is it divorce? Did they have to deal with pedophiles touching them? I'm just saying, what's happened? Look at it. What happened in your family line? That's ancestral and generational. It's been going on for years. So to get out of it requires one to get uncomfortable and pass the plateau of complacency, of complicitness. Or, this is how we've always done it. I don't know how to get out. I don't. Slow down for a second. Get your breathing intact. I'm not judging. I'm just saying get your breathing intact. Because to deal with it, honestly, first you got to get your breathing intact. Because the minute that you're all over the place, you can't see. You're in panic mode. You won't see anything. Get your breathing intact. Breathe in for 4. You breathe in for 4. You hold for 4. You blow out for 4. And you do that about 10 times. Bring yourself back in. Then you can think clearly. Once you can think clearly, you'll be surprised the wisdom that shows up out of nowhere in your mind. When are we going to respect each other? Yes, we know the FBAs was here first. We've been here for millions of years. Everybody else has been here thousands. We've been here millions. We don't need, okay. Look down at the different things that I put down there when it says, watch these and then do your own study. It has documentation. Okay, full documentation. We also know that everyone's life is important. At the same point, if people are not willing to fight for themselves, no one is going to do the work for you. There's things you've been through. That's your job to do that work. What are you willing to bring to life? Remember, if it hurts people, you're dealing with God and not people. God said you can build anything you want as long as you don't hurt others, yourself, and you keep coming back to me for wisdom. Because God's going to give you the wisdom, whatever you need. What do you really believe? No matter who you call God, it's time to operate in it now. You can change the world with one thing that you do that lights up the whole world. Fight for your dream while hurting none. We've learned a lot in the last few days. Do what is right for you. No one lives your life. Be sovereign and not controlled. Think for yourself. And if you protect those that can't or don't know how to protect themselves, do so by any means necessary. Bring your dream to life no matter what you see in front of you. May the force be with you as you go, and the power of God be on your heart as you move. May the force be with you. Okay, we're bringing back the Star Wars industry. There are some freebies and a link for my podcast with Women Leveling Up that was done in May, and my magazines I was covered in September, October, December, and January. Look in the description below to find the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Remember, I placed a new link to my own personal bookstore. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. Honey, let's read a passage. Let's go from the middle. Moaning in the middle, say what in the middle, and moaning in the middle, say what in the middle, moaning in the middle, say what in the middle, go mo, and moaning in the middle. Okay, I love it. Thank you, Mona Love. Page 65. Trust me, I'm getting ready to blow your mind and take you places you've never been before. Okay, take my hand and go on to Neverland and take me into your house, baby. Come on, Lucian. And let's win together. I will never leave or forsake you. I don't know where all these songs coming at, but we're going to just go with it because the ancestors just throwing it. And I'm catching it like, yeah, okay. Okay, then my other 2 books, Befriending the Shadow, Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Both of those books are shadow activity books, and you get an opportunity to work with your shadow, but have fun. Okay, fun. Okay, so you get a word of knowledge. And then you get an exercise that allows you to have fun while figuring out really what's going on the inside. Then you have a shadow question. Ain't no fun in that. You looking in the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? Child, I knew I was. Thank you. And then, and then you have a color page. God asked me to keep it between the age of 5 and 10 because most childhood wounding happens between the age of 5 and 10. By the age of 7, and it's solidified. It can happen after 10, but most of it happens by 10, okay? By the age of 10, it is really in there. By the age of 21 to 25, whatever happens to you, is your responsibility to walk out, okay? Because you are now considered an adult. And then we have 4 pages of drawing, sketching, doodling, drawing, write down your dreams, write down your vision. Because the closer you get to God, the more you start having those Stranger Things moments, those X-File moments where you looking for Boulder. Boulder, you're like, what's going on? And those Doctor Who moments where you look at a billboard, you just ask God a question. You look up at the billboard, it has exactly what you need to hear. You take a picture, and then you look back, it is not what it just said. You look on your picture, and it is what it just said. And I just said, okay. Then you go outside in a truck or a van or a big truck goes by, and it has exactly what you needed to hear. You take a picture of it, but you look at the truck again, and it's no longer on it. You're like, what in the world? He's like, okay, God. And then synchronicities show up. Numbers, things, whatever it is. Nature starts showing up. It's just, you're like, okay, you're really trying to get my attention. I'm paying attention now. And then just different things. Wisdom comes to you straight, and you're like, yo, this is dope. All right. Thank you. And then don't forget about my other 2 books. New York Times bestseller books. Influence and Impact with Chris Voss. And Mindset Matters with Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield was the one that did Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul. Just in case you forgot. I have other books on the Amazon. So many coloring books, everything. Notebooks. Everything that you could think of. Journals. And on my special store, I have journals to help you walk out at your own pace. At your own pace. Understanding, okay, no matter your background, no matter what's going on with you, no matter what your background. Why? Because God don't care. God knows all the hairs on your heads, and if you bald, He knows you what? God knows this. God knows that you have. God knows this. God knows that you knows the hairs on your head or the peach fuzz that you got. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books to help and meditate and recalibrate the mind. I'm excited about this venture. Why? Because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property. Like I said, stuff is on Amazon, but my special stuff is on my store. Don't forget about the link to the 105 spiritual laws. We're no longer underneath the laws. We're under love and grace. Put up that boundary. Keep it moving. Okay. Allow God to pull you out of your situation that you need to. Give Him full reign, because if you don't, God needs full reign. If you don't have full reign and you say, God, if I get in a situation down here, pull me out, God will just let you figure it out on your own. But when you say, give me, God, if I get down here and I get in a situation I can't come out, pull me out. God says, say less. Okay. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates and the upcoming events. Don't forget about the Adjective PDF along with your 400-page PDF. Put them together and change your Sims character to this janky promoter game. Okay, that's what I did. Look at my new link for the school app. Come on over and share. Come on over and talk with me. I was inducted into the new class of Who's Who for 2025, Influential Women for 2025, and Women Worldwide. God was on a mission, and I was like, I receive it all. I'm not turning nothing down, because guess what? I'm worthy. I'm worthy. And look what I received in 2017 from Who's Who Worldwide. Child, I was doing stuff with my nonprofit. Then I was bringing women and teenage girls out of sex trafficking. I had a lot of people helping me, and I looked up and they was out helping somebody else, and I said, okay. They signed non-disclosure agreements and everything. You know what they did? They took everything and I taught them and went with somebody else. And God said, let it go. Taking them to court is going to take too long. It's going to waste your energy. I said, say less. Then I started bringing teenage girls in. They came out and said they were LGBTQAI. And they said it was pregnant, so they family kicked them out. And then I started helping domestic violence people. And And when I was helping them, we lost 2 women because they went back more than once. I don't judge people because we all addicted to something. We are addicted to eating healthy. We are addicted to working out. We are addicted to going to the gym. We're also addicted to drugs. We're addicted to alcohol. Everybody's addicted to something, whether good or bad. It's still an addiction. Okay. Okay, call it what it is. It's still an addiction. And then I was helping people that lost everything in house fires or floods because people knew I had nonprofit. They were always giving me stuff. I always had mattresses, beds, flat screen TVs, and when people would give it to me, I would give them the thing to write it off on their taxes because I am legal all the way. All the way live. Come on here now. I don't know what's going on, but it's okay. I'm just flowing with it. And so I forget the name of the group, but you know. And then I was helping out this family for Thanksgiving because she couldn't afford Thanksgiving and she reached out to me. So I use honey baked ham. Honey baked ham is my go-to. Honey baked ham is my go-to. Because they got ham, they got turkey, and they got chicken. Okay, you can have it any time of way. Slice, dice, and how you want it. Honey, I find out what she wanted. I got honey baked ham, and that was for the day. But then I also gave her $150 worth of groceries so that would hold her over while she was looking for another job. And then she told me what was going on with other people. I put their name in a bowl, pulled out 2 families, found out they had special needs kids, found out what their kids could not have. So basically, I found out what type of special needs it was, and I said, okay, they can't have this type of diet, this food. So when I went to honey baked ham, I made sure they got the chicken and the turkey, the poultry, because they couldn't have, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure they can't have certain things. And then I got them $150 worth of groceries because they couldn't have them dyes, they couldn't have all that stuff, so I was making sure they were straight, right? And then I made sure 2 women went through therapy for 3 to 6 months and made sure they received $150 or $250. Okay. All right. And you can see this on my website, Refuge Women's Transition Center. Okay. Honey, I was doing stuff and I didn't do a big mouth in it or anything. I would just put it on my website. I didn't put the girls, the teenage girls, I didn't put the women up there because that was putting my life in danger. Anything that was going to put my life and my family in danger, I didn't put it up there. But some of the girls are doing amazing. They have their own businesses now. I taught them how to cook and how to clean and how to cook biscuits, how to make spaghetti, how to make fried chicken, how to make baked chicken, just simple things, how to survive life, just simple life things, because their parents kicked them out in a major time when they were just learning. Yes, they got pregnant. Yes, they were finding out who they really were, but they took them and they put them out of the house, and that is at a time when they should have been learning. Love our kids at all times. Okay. Honey, God said, whatever I do in private, God will reward me in public. Honey, I didn't do no fanfare. I put it on my website and kept it moving. God is faithful, and I'm thankful for it all. Don't forget to look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use along with all natural remedies in my backyard. For assistance for the diagnosis I received in 2017, they said I had breast cancer. And they gave me 6 months to live. And I said, the devil is a lie. They said, don't you see it? It's all on the left hand side. Did you see it where it's at? I said, I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I said, the devil is a lie. They was like, but don't you see it? I said, if I agree with this, I am gone. There are even scientific studies to say, if you give up on yourself, you are gone. So I said, I bind up every disease, every germ, every bacteria, every growth, every tumor, every parasite. And I curse it to the root, and I send it back to the pit of hell from whence it came. I use the blood of Jesus and the blood, and I use the blood of Jesus and the hand of God. And I take full responsibility for myself for what I did. Yes, they poisoned the food, but I ate the food. I didn't look at the back of the thing. It's on me. I take it on me. Yes, I can blame them. Yes, I can do all that. But they ain't here right now. This is on me. They said, what you doing? I said, what I'm doing is I'm putting my order in. So when I come back with my testimony, and then you know what happened. Child, I went home, started talking to God. God said to get a naturopathic doctor. I put down everything that Dr. Sebi said on being alkaline. Showed it to my naturopathic doctor. They said, this is great. This is great. However, because of your blood type, if you eat some of this right now, because this is already in your system, this is going to cause acid to build up, and we need you as alkaline as possible. So some of the stuff, I made a copy of it, and some of the stuff we had to take off until it was removed from my body. Child, I took it every time I went to grocery shop and I went to the farmer's market. Then the ancestor said, go outside, get that dandelion. Get that morning glory. You can dry that out. And, okay, it's going to make you feel like you got some PCP or some angel dust on it. Okay, it's going to cause some hallucinations. Let me tell you, that ain't marijuana wasn't the only thing in the peace pipe. Okay. All right, that's why they can see stuff. Okay. And then the wild scallions. Child, it's growing in your backyard. They call it weeds. Child, that was wild scallions. Our ancestors lived off that. Child, I cleaned it up. Then I got that poke salad. Poke salad look like lettuce and cilantro at a baby together. It's serrated around the edges. Child, I put that together and put it on top of my spinach underneath that jasmine rice. Honey, let me tell you what I did. I put it underneath that jasmine rice. And then that jasmine rice wilted it, but it was still fresh. So that chlorophyll went in my system and did what it needed to do. Okay. Then on top of that, that feels like the day when I had that smoothie. I made a blueberry, papaya. I got some fresh rosemary, but I let it dry out, and I had some rosemary, and then I put in some beets because I cut up everything and put it in the freezer. Child, I put it in that smoothie today. Oh, my gut said, we clean, child. I cleaned up my pancreas. I cleaned up my gallbladder. I cleaned up my small and my large intestines. I cleaned up my liver. Man, I know it's TMI, but I think I boot about 7 or 8 times. I said, yeah, dog, how many times? I feel like white shit. Let me up. I was just like, let me up. Child, and then I put zucchini, squash, red onions, red, orange, and yellow bell peppers on the top, and then I was eating some seafood, but the seafood gave me my omegas, and then all the greens gave me my AC and my potassium, and then I had them beets, and that was my iron. That's to help my bones get stronger, child. You gotta put back this spinach and these beets, man. It's gonna bring back your iron levels, honey. And child, doing what I had to do, and then on the second month, my naturopathic doctor said we're gonna have to add some red meat twice a month. I know you don't want to do it, but we gotta build up your white blood cells. We gotta build up your T cells, and cause we gonna fight. We fighting something that's trying to take you out. I said, well, say less. I ain't one of them patients you gotta fight. I'm going with it. Child, I'm so glad I'm still here. I talk to God every day about that. God, I'm so grateful that I'm here. I'm thinking that I'm still here. I'm thinking that I'm still alive. I'm thinking that I'm still here to do what God has called me to do, to speak life into myself and to still be going through the process. I'm so grateful and thankful, God. Glory be to God. Father God, I thank you for loving me, keeping me, hugging me, holding me, making space for me and allowing me to shed the tears and allowing me to feel seen and heard. I thank you for it, God. I thank you. Woo! I thank you, God, that they said that we was disenfranchised and we was a minority, but we're not. They are. Okay, that's why they made all them laws to make sure to block everything else. Okay, you can't tell a woman to do with her body. This is a woman's body. Okay. Why don't you get a vasectomy if you want to really do something? How about that? Oh. Because if they work so hard on women's health, how they work on men's health, women wouldn't have no problem. We have censorship just talking about a cycle. How is that? When everyone has one. If you got a vagina or a punani, you gonna bleed. It is what it is. Okay. Honey, child. We chose to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we did. And then they came and took the boots and the shoestrings. Then God said, go over there and get them bamboos, make you some shoes, and the next time you take out an animal, go ahead and make your own shoes, okay? And some shoestrings. Say less. They talking about we took everything that you had and you still going. We playing spades, something Uno with the worst cards in the deck and still winning. Because that's who we are. We survive everything that came up against us. Because we are God's chosen people. Let's go. Father God, I just thank you for everything. I thank you for being here. I know the message is long, but I said tonight that it was going to be long. I love you in the love of the Lord, and I send nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you as you go on your way. I pray that you find your path, that you stay on the path, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what comes to you. Stop, take a breath, breathe, cry, let it out, let go, let God be God, and every man a liar. And you keep walking behind God, and you keep listening to what God is telling you to do. Whether you call God Allah, Buddha, Krishna, whether you call him Kalima, whether you call him Hecate, whoever you call God, be that. Even if you call God Uman Ra, whatever you call God, keep going. Don't stop. I love you and love the Lord. Have a great evening. Good night.